Before we start, let me warn you. Some of the things I'm about to say can offend you, but they are the same truths millions of people resonated with. Because I posted my realizations based on my own personal experiences, trying to help people, creating value, doing my best to become successful. And yes, millions of people resonated with these ideas, experiences, and major realizations. Because deep down, we all know it's real. So if you are tired of being manipulated, used, betrayed, and stalked, listen carefully. Because I'm about to share with you the harsh truths I wish I learned earlier. These are the brutally honest realities that can change your life. So number 1, you'll be hated if you can't be manipulated. For example, may mga tropa ka. Siyempre, pag may pera ka, mahal ka ng tao. Kung nililibre mo sila. Kung lagi kang nagpapainom. Kung lagi kang nagpapauto. Pero by that time na nagkapera ka, pero inuna mo yung sarili mo, inuna mo yung pamilya mo, tapos nakafocus ka na sa business mo, nakafocus ka na sa career mo, nakafocus ka na sa mga gusto mong magawa for yourself, tapos hindi ka na masyado nakikipag-inuman, maybe because you wanna protect your space, maybe because you want better experiences and you want better conversations. Ano sasabihin ng tao sa'yo? Nagbago ka na, ang sama na ng ugali mo, yumamang ka lang, yumabang ka na. Because again, you'll be hated if you can't be manipulated. So pag wala na silang pakinabang sa'yo, pag wala na silang pakinabang sa ginagawa mo, sa pera mo, mayabang ka na, masama ka na, i-hate ka na nila. Same goes if you are creating content. You know, if lahat ng gusto ng audience, lahat ng gusto nilang marinig, ginagawa mo, sinasabi mo, pinagbibigyan mo yung mga tao sa gusto nila. And if you are being manipulated by your audience to do things not aligned with your goals and dreams, not aligned with who you really are, yes, maybe you will lose yourself, but you will get more attention. You will get more views. You will get more engagements. But if you talk about the truth, if you talk about the reality, the harsh realities about life, pwedeng hindi ka nila magustuhan. Pwedeng i-hate ka nila. Kasi tandaan mo, ang mga tao, meron silang gustong marinig. But if you wanna talk about the truth, you will say the things na dapat nilang marinig, hindi yung gusto nilang marinig. So basically, you cannot be a people pleaser all the time. And kung hindi ka people pleaser, yes, a lot of people will hate you. But you have to understand, there's a famous saying that if the devil is against you, you are doing something right. Think about it. If the devil is not after you, kung walang pakialam sa'yo yung demonyo, ano conversations nila? O teka, wag niyong gagalawin yan. Tropa natin yan eh. Malakas ang trip niyang gumagawa ng mali yan. Hayaan niyo siyang gumawa ng mali. Pero kung gumagawa ka ng tama, of course, you will be hated by a lot of people. If you wanna do something big for your life, kung meron kang ini-aim na malaking goal, kung malayo yung vision mo, kung mataas yung pangarap mo, and you are taking massive action, at first, you will look stupid to a lot of people until you're right. Until magawa mo. Until you create evidences. Pero initially, sa una, habang nagsisimula ka pa lang, magmumukha ka talagang tanga. You will look stupid. Pero kung tuloy-tuloy ka lang, pag nakuha mo yung mga goals mo, yung mga pangarap mo, eventually, you will be happier. You will be more fulfilled. But still, you will be hated. Because again, kung ang tao, hindi ka nila makontrol, i-hate ka nila. Same goes if you have a family. Kung susundin mo yung course na gusto ng magulang mo, natural, sobrang saya nila. Kahit hindi mo gusto yon. Kung mag-a-apply ka sa trabaho ang gusto ng parents mo para sa'yo, of course, they will be happy. They will seem to love you and like you. But when you started working on your goals, working on your dreams, at hindi align sa gusto nila, yung gusto mo, they will hate you. You will feel hated. You will feel judged. Now, doesn't mean hindi ka mahal ng parents mo. Don't get me wrong. Pwedeng mahal na mahal ka nila. Pwedeng ang goal lang nila is maging successful ka. Ito yung problema. Hindi naman alam ng mga tao sa paligid natin kung paano talaga tayo magiging successful. Why? Ikaw ang nakakaalam kung paano ka magiging successful. Ikaw ang magbibigay ng definition sa success. So other people cannot dictate what success is for you. Ikaw ang makakapagbigay niyan. At ikaw lang din ang makakapagdala ng sarili mo dyan. Yes, a mentor can help you. A community of hyper-successful people, dedicated to grow, can help you as well. Pero ikaw pa rin na magte-take ng action. It will still be your choice. Ikaw pa rin ang gagawa ng success mo. Ikaw pa rin ang gagawa ng resulta mo. Ikaw pa rin ang gagawa ng buhay mo. And if people cannot control you anymore, magagalit sila, hindi nila yung gusto. Because most people, even if they love us, the reality is, they want to control us. And if they cannot control you anymore, they will start to hate you. That's the reality. Number 2, sa sobrang toxic ng tao ngayon, pati tumulong sa kanila, sinisiraan na nila. Now, this happened in my own personal experience, no? Of course, I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a leader, leading people towards success. So basically, meron tayong mga hinahandle na tao. And the thing is, syempre, tutulungan natin sila. So may mga tao na tayo yung magbibuild sa kanila. 'Di ba? Tayo yung magbibuild ng skills nila, ng pagkatao nila. We will do our best to help them grow. And may mga tao na even finances nila, ako yung nag-build, no? Tayo yung nag-build. So may mga na-meet akong tao before na syempre, maaawa tayo, iiyakan tayo, sasabihin nila, mentor, we need help, manganganak yung asawa ko, na ospital yung nanay ko. Basically, meron naman talagang totoong sitwasyon. Ikaw naman, si mentor, si leader, si boss, pauutangin mo, tutulungan mo, kasi mahal mo yung tao. Kasi gusto mo silang tulungan. Because we want to help people. At the end of the day, kaya tayo nagpapayaman, at some point, we want to have the capacity to help people. So yung mga tinulungan ko, nakautang sa akin ng pera, nung bagsak na sila, nung wala na silang pambayad, since they are not willing to take accountability of their own mistakes, hindi sila willing magbayad ng utang, siniraan na lang nila ako. Gumawa ng kwento, ng stress, ng sobrang sagad, pero in reality, that's their way to exit. Para ikaw, bilang negosyante, bilang leader, mapupuno ka na eh. Nakakaasar eh. Tapos sasabihin mo, bahala na kayo, hayaan mo na lang. Kaysa mas stress tayo, hayaan mo na lang. But in reality, nakalusot sila sa utang. May utang na nga sila, wala pa silang utang na loob. And of course, when they share their version of the story, biktima sila, kawawa sila, aping-api sila. But the reality is, most of these people who play the victim, sila talaga ang may problema. Sila talaga ang may kasalanan. But they cannot admit their own mistakes. That's the reality. Kaya matakot kayo sa mga taong walang ibang bukang bibig kundi negative. Mag-ingat kayo sa mga taong mahilig manira ng tao at ng kapwa. Kasi tandaan mo, pwedeng yung mga kasama mo ngayon naninira yan ng iba. At syempre nakakatawa. Syempre pwedeng agree ka sa kanila ngayon. Syempre pwedeng kakampi mo sila ngayon. Pero tandaan mo, na since nature nilang manira ng kapwa, pag hindi ka nakasama niyan, baka ikaw din ang susunod na sisiraan niyan. Pag hindi ka na nila magamit, if they cannot manipulate you and control you, kung wala na silang pakinabang sa'yo, baka dumating sa point na ikaw naman yung sisiraan at babanatan nila. Based on my own personal experiences, lahat ng kakilala ko na bilyonaryo, multi-millionaires, who are happy, who are fulfilled, who are confident with their skills and their lives, hindi sila naninira ng iba. Hindi sila nagsasalita ng negative sa iba. Pwedeng kino-call out nila yung mga wrong practices. Pwedeng kino-call out nila yung mga taong totoong gumagawa ng mali, pero hindi naninira ng kapwa, hindi nandadown ng kapwa. Actually, yung mga mayayaman, inaangat pa nga nila yung ibang tao eh. Ang goal nga nila, iangat yung circle nila. Iangat yung mga tao sa paligid nila. Tumulong sa mga tao sa paligid nila. Pero sa sobrang toxic ng tao ngayon, after mo silang tulungan, sisiraan ka pa nila. That's the reality. So you have to be careful. Number 3, if someone spends their hard-earned money on you, it means they care for you. They have goals and yet they probably decided to put your needs first. So this involves families and a lot of relationships right now. I've seen a lot of people in terms of my coaching journey. I've seen people na yung mga parents nila pumunta sa ibang bansa para maghanap buhay for them. You know, they went abroad. Kahit gusto nilang makasama yung mga anak nila. Kahit alam nilang risky at mahirap sa ibang bansa. Kahit hindi nila alam yung lengguwahe. They will work hard in another country, mangangamuhan sa ibang lahi at ibang tao para lang kumita ng pera. Just to give abundance to the lives of their kids. Pero ang sasabihin pa rin ng bata, wala akong pakialam sa pera. Ang mahalaga, yung presence ng magulang ko. Ang mahalaga, kasama ko sila. There are times na hindi natin na-appreciate yung sacrifices ng parents natin. On the other hand, may mga kabataan na naiinggit sa sitwasyon nila. Yung tatay ko, tamad. Yung nanay ko, walang ginagawa. Nasa bahay lang nakikipagchismisan. Lagi na lang kasama sa bahay. Utos ng utos kung ano-ano sinasabi. Mind you, meron silang presence, pero wala silang pera. At ang kinaiinggitan nila, yung mga bata na may parents yung magulang, na nasa abroad yung magulang. Na ang sinasabi nila sa utak nila, sa social media, sa Twitter, sa Threads, sa TikTok, na ano, sana nag-abroad yung magulang ko para may pera kami. So hindi natin na-appreciate yung effort ng mga tao sa paligid natin. Iingit sila sa mga anak ng negosyante. Pero yung mga anak ng negosyante, nami-miss naman nila yung magulang nila. Without the right perspective with principles, hindi natin ma-appreciate yung ginagawa ng parents natin. Tandaan nyo to guys ha. Kahit gaano kalaki yung amount, if someone is spending their hard-earned money on you, that's pure love. Kasi meron niyang gusto para sa sarili nila eh. Meron siyang gustong bilhin, meron siyang problema, meron siyang pangarap, meron siyang goals para sa sarili niya. Pero ikaw ang inuna niya. That's love. So this is love. Ooh. So this is love. So bottom line, this happens in relationships as well. Na ang dami sa atin naiinggit sa mga tao or couple sa social media. Porket nakikita natin na bumibili sila lagi ng bulaklak, nagta-travel sila, ini-spoil nila yung partners nila. But the reality is, most of the relationships we see in social media, yung sobrang lantaran, alam natin yan. Alam nyo yan. Kung sino pa yung maingay sa social media, sila yung totoong hindi masaya. Hindi ko nila lahat, pero most of them, they feel the need to share everything in social media because what they want is not a closer relationship. What they want is validation in social media at ipakita sa lahat ng tao at mag-comment yung mga tao na, uy, okay kami. Uy, nagmamahalan kami. Uy, bumibili kami ng mamahaling kotse kasi ito yung totoong love. But the reality is, if you feel the need to share everything in social media, if you feel the need to get validation from other people just for them to say na, uy, nakakainggit kayo, ang ganda ng relationship nyo, maybe, just maybe, you don't have an intimate, loving relationship. Because real love doesn't have to involve other people. Nothing wrong if you wanna share and inspire other people in social media. But if your goal is to get validation, something is wrong. Kung nagpo-post ka para may mapatunayan, something is wrong. Most people who share couple stuff in social media, there are even times na yung mga negosyante, gagamit sila ng magandang babae, ng trophy, para lalong sumikat sa social media. Merong mga tao or negosyante na gumagamit ng babae for marketing in social media, for branding in social media. Yung iba, bumabayad ng influencers, yung iba, bumabayad ng models, but yung iba, Kunwari girlfriend, kunwari in a relationship, or kunwari masaya yung relationship nila just to put a certain image in social media. And we don't want that. If you want an intimate, loving relationship, it's not about what you see and what you show in social media. It's all about your relationship with them. Kasi may mga tao na hindi man nakakapagbigay ng bulaklak lagi. May mga tao na hindi ka man nabibigyan ng regalo lagi. Pero pwedeng mahal na mahal ka niyan. There are construction workers who works really hard na hindi nila afford ng bulaklak, pero pwedeng ilibre ka nila ng dinner. That's love. That's hard-earned money. Pwedeng hindi sobrang ganda ng lugar na napupuntahan nyo, pero naglaan siya ng time. Nag-effort siya. Binigay niya yung 100% niya. That's love. Kasi pwedeng social nga yung binigay. Pero maybe that's only a small percentage of their income. Pero pwede rin na sobrang simple lang yung binigay sa'yo, pero that's 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying wag tayong magsipag. I'm not saying wag tayong magpayaman. Actually, gusto nating magpayaman para maibigay natin sa mga mahal natin yung buhay na deserve nila. Don't get me wrong. We all want that. But the thing is, may mga tao, may mga kalalakihan na nagsisimula pa lang. Maybe empleyado pa lang sila, maybe estudyante pa lang sila, maybe hindi pa nila nakukuha yung pangarap nila, maybe nagbibuild pa lang sila ng skills. If they are giving you their time, their hard-earned money, that's love. Yun ang totoong pagmamahal. So tandaan nyo, kung ang parents nyo nagtatrabaho ng sagad, kung ang parents nyo nahihirapan, maliit ang sweldo, pero inuuna nila kayo. That's love. And let's all appreciate what we already have. Number 4, skills equals money. Money equals assets. Assets equals wealth. Wealth equals freedom. That's why you have to invest in yourself. So, a lot of us, lagi natin sinasabi, we want peace. We want freedom. Pero para magkaroon ka ng freedom, let's reverse engineer that. Kailangan mo ng pera. You need wealth. But for you to build wealth, you have to have assets. Ang assets, mahal po yan. Binibili po yan, binibuild po yan. Pwedeng mahal yung assets, or pwedeng mura lang yung asset when it comes to money, but it will take a lot of time to build the asset. For example, you are building a business. Pwedeng hindi ganun kalaki yung puhunan mo, but it took a lot of time for you to build the system to make sure that the business is earning for itself. To make sure that the business is running. Kusa nang tumatakbo yung negosyo, kumikita na ng pera. Yes, it will take a lot of time, a lot of effort. You have to build systems. So para mangyari yan, kailangan mo ng pera. Para makapag-build ka ng sistema, makapag-hire ka ng tamang tao, makabili ka ng mga assets na magpuproduce ng marami pang pera, kailangan mo ng maraming pera. At para magkapera ka, kailangan mo ng skills. And a lot of people are not willing to invest in skills. Ano ang kailangan mong i-invest para matuto ka? Time, money, and effort. So the more that you spend time, the more na mas matagal at mas maraming effort, less yung money na kailangan mong ibayad. Actually, may mga programs na libre. We produce a lot of free videos. You have to spend a lot of time para hanapin ano yung video para sa'yo. You have to spend a lot of time to find a conducive video connected and aligned with what you really want. Conducive to your definition of success. And you also have to spend a lot of energy. Kailangan mo mag-effort para i-apply yung mga natututunan nyo sa mga free videos, masubukan mo and create evidences that you can. Or, if you don't wanna spend a lot of time, a lot of effort to learn from your own experiences, you need a mentor. At kailangan mong magbayad. One major example here is Success Blueprint. Right? This is not free. Okay? But this is as low as 88 pesos per day for 90 days. But you gain access to the best course in the Philippines and something that will help you build your own blueprint. Plus, meron pa tayong mga live mastermind sessions and extremely immersive yung setup natin. So kahit nasa ibang bansa ka, pwede sa'yo. So imagine mo, meron tayong mastermind every month plus we have an amazing community. But again, if you want that, you have to invest money. So it's all up to you. Either way, kailangan alam mo sa sarili mo ano yung kaya mong i-invest at ano yung willing kang i-invest. Kung hindi ka willing mag-invest ng pera, uubos ka talaga ng time and effort. Kung willing ka mag-invest ng pera, yung time and effort mo minimal na, and then you will use your time and effort to actually earn the money. So mas mapapabilis, mas maganda, mas conducive, and that's the best approach, especially if you are committed to become a better person. If you are committed to become successful. That's the best deal for you. Number 5, when someone is pushing you to be better, it's not an attack. It's love. This happens in friendships, in communities, in mentorships, and in intimate relationships. Okay? So, pag ang isang tao, for example, your partner, pinupush ka na mag-grow, hindi atake yun. Pagmamahal yun. If someone is trying to correct your mistake, can you imagine, oobserbahan ka niya. Aalamin niya yung mali mo na dapat ikaw yung umaalam nun eh. You should be the one trying to recognize your own patterns, your defeat patterns, your failure patterns, your mistakes. Dapat ikaw yun eh. It's your accountability to know your own mistakes. But can you imagine someone in your life really meaningful to you, someone who loves you will point out, hey babe, hi baby, feedback lang, ito yung error mo, ito yung mali mo today, hindi maganda yung lumabas sa bibig mo, you're too emotional, and stuff like that. Instead na ma-appreciate natin yun that someone is looking at our blind side, our blind spots, para hindi na tayo magkamali sa labas. Instead of us appreciating that, the time and effort it took to recognize our own patterns, our own mistakes, magagalit pa tayo. Feeling natin inaatake tayo. Sasabihin mo, hindi niya ako na-appreciate. Puro mali na lang yung nakikita niya. Pwedeng oo, or pwedeng gusto ka lang niya mag-grow. Pwedeng naniniwala siya sa'yo. Pwedeng mataas yung standards niya para sa'yo. Alam niyo ba guys, this happened in my life. Dumating sa point na inggit ako sa ibang tao, sa pinsan ko, na parang hindi nila kailangan magtrabaho ng sagad para makuha yung mga bagay na gusto nila. But in my case, I have to work really hard. Tapos, grabe na yung ginagawa ko. I'm creating massive results already. Pero sasabihin ng nanay ko, try mo to. So feeling ko nung una, inaatake ako. Feeling ko hindi niya ako love. Feeling ko hindi niya na-appreciate yung mga bagay na ginagawa ko. So kinonfronta ko yung nanay ko. Sabi ko, ma, ba't parang hindi ka masaya sa success ko? Bakit parang hindi ka masaya sa effort ko? Samantalang yung ibang tao, yung pinsan ko, ito lang yung in-effort niya, ito lang yung ginawa niya, parang ang saya na ng lahat. Bakit pag ako, ito lang yung nakukuha ko? Sabi ng nanay ko, hindi ko makakalimutan. Gusto mo palit kayo ng buhay eh. Gusto mo ba, nakagaya ka ng ibang tao na mababa ang standard nila para sa'yo? Gusto mo ba, na konting effort lang masaya na sila? Kasi kung walang masyadong effort, tapos masaya na yung tao para sa'yo, isa lang ibig sabihin yan, mababa ang tingin nila sa'yo, mababa ang standards nila sa'yo. O gusto mo, ako, yung nanay mo, na lagi kitang pinupush. Kung nape-pressure ka sa akin, it's because I trust you so much. It's because I believe in your potential. It's because alam ko na may i-improve ka pa. Kasi mataas ang tingin ko sa'yo, mataas ang expectations ko sa'yo, and expectations means trust. Expectations means unshakable beliefs. Na alam ko sa sarili ko na anak kita, alam kong matalino ka, alam kong magaling ka, alam kong malayo pa yung mararating mo. So hindi siya atake, MJ. It's just that I believe in you so much. So doon ako natauhan na, oo nga no, mas okay pala na kino-call out ako, sinasabi yung mali ko, na kahit ang ganda na ng ginagawa ko, sinasabi pa rin na try mo to, i-improve mo to. It's because doon ako nag-grow eh. In reality, if you are in a business meeting, an Excom meeting, na CEO yung kasama mo, CMO, CFO yung kasama mo sa meeting, kahit gaano kaganda yung resulta, kahit sobrang lupit mo at ang galing mo, laging maghahanap ng butas, room for growth. Because again, that's how we love each other. We push each other to the limits. Kasi dyan tayo mag-grow, dyan tayo yayaman, dyan tayo mas magiging successful. So if someone is trying to push you to grow as a person, to become a better person. It's not an attack. It's love. Number 6. Men can stay up until 3 a.m., wake up at 6, be in debt, broke, and still have faith that one day everything will work out. I know I'm talking in general, but there are also women who are masculine who can do this as well. Don't get me wrong. No? Like my mom, may mga babae na walang choice, maybe single mom, maybe sobrang taas ng pangarap nila. But most of the time, it's men. Okay? Hindi ko generalize, pero mas mataas yung percentage that it will be men na kaya nating magpuyat. Kaya nating magpuyat ng sagad, matutulog tayo ng alas 3, gigising tayo ng alas 6. Paggising natin, we have to repeat the same day, being rejected, being trashed, being hated in social media and whatever, and still say and have faith that one day everything will work out. Paulit-ulit, kaya natin gawin yan. Pwedeng matutulog tayo ng alas 3, gigising tayo ng 6, mag-workout pa tayo, kahit bigising tayo, nalubog sa utang, na walang pera, nasagad, na dapang-dapa, na pwedeng wala tayong tiwala sa sarili natin, na pwedeng nagda-doubt tayo sa sarili natin. Pero nagtitake pa rin tayo ng action. Pero naniniwala pa rin tayo that one day, I will say, I made it. We made it. That one day, makakapagbigay ako ng pera sa magulang ko. That one day, mabibili ko yung kotse ang gusto ko. That one day, mabibili ko yung dream house ko. That one day, magta-travel ako sa ibang bansa. That one day, people will respect me. Men have that power. Number 7. Your biggest breakthrough won't come from comfort. It will come from the moment you decide that staying the same is no longer an option. So yung breakthrough mo, basically, hindi siya manggagaling sa comfort. We've seen that, napanood na natin yan, nakita na natin yan, na-experience na natin yan, na even in movies, the greatest breakthrough, yung bida natatalo muna. Si Spider-Man, namatayan muna yan. Si Batman, namatayan yan ng tatay. Even the superheroes, even Captain America, hindi niya nakuha yung babaeng gusto niya. Even Iron Man, namatay bandang huli. We've seen that in hyper-successful entrepreneurs, hyper-successful people, na lahat dumaraan sa hirap. Na lahat dumadaan sa pagod puyat. Na lahat dumadaan sa challenges and struggles. That most people will go through a lot of pain to have a breakthrough. And ang breakthrough kasi nanggagaling yan sa language na enough is enough, I will change. Enough is enough, I will move forward. I'm done. I want to become a millionaire. It's the moment that you decide staying this way, staying the same is no longer an option. It happened to me, guys. I remember the time, galing ako sa hirap, no? Okay, yung lola ko, dating katulong, single mom yung nanay ko. Unti-unti, gumagaan yung buhay namin because of my mom. But at the age of 16, na-scam kami. Ubus lahat ng pera. So imagine, galing ka sa hirap, umangat, and then bumagsak. Tapos negative 2.5 million pa. So yung nanay ko na hinahangaan ko, yung nanay ko na mahal ko, yung nanay ko na sobrang taas ng tingin ko sa kanya, first time ever nakita kong umiiyak. First time ever nakita ko siyang sagad na sagad. And every f***ing night, she's crying. And I can't handle it. Panganay na anak ako. So, mind you, during those times, I was doubting myself. I was so insecure. Hindi ako willing magbenta. Para sa akin, corny yung pagbebenta. Para sa akin, corny yung pagnenegosyo. Ayoko magsalita. Ayoko makipag-usap sa mga tao. Ayoko ng accountability. But in these moments, I told myself, enough is enough. I don't care about how I look. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know what the I'm supposed to do. All I care about is I will become a millionaire for my mom. Nangyari siya in just 3 years. Imagine. Because staying the same, staying timid, staying in a poor self-image is no longer an option for me. Kasi malalim na yung dahilan. So your biggest breakthrough, hindi manggagaling yan habang nakaupo ka lang nanonood. It's you telling yourself, enough is enough. Ayoko na, pagod na ako. Pagod na ako mag-commute, gusto ko na ng kotse. Pagod na ako mangupahan, gusto ko na ng sariling bahay. Pagod na ako sa ganitong trabaho, gagalingan ko, itotodo ko. Pagod na ako na lagi ko na lang iniisip na wala akong kwenta. Starting today, I will build value. I will read books. I will listen more, do more, become more, so that I can achieve more. It's a decision. Number 8. When you try to destroy someone's life with lies, take it as a loan. It will come back to you with interest. Kung naninira ka ng mga tao gamit ang kasinungalingan, para kang nangungutang. Babalik at babalik yan sa'yo ng may interest. Doble, triple, baka times 10 pa yan. That is why you will see a lot of people who are happy with their lives. You will see people who are successful and fulfilled. Yung totoong mayaman, na totoong masaya din sa buhay nila, hindi mo sila makikitang naninira ng iba. Hindi mo rin sila maririnig na pumapatol sa hate ng iba. Because again, all they care about is achieving what they want and helping the people around them. Versus, may mga tao na pinagkakakitaan pa nga nila yung paninira ng iba. Nagbe-benefit sila, either yung ego nila, or lalo silang sumisikat, o nagkakaroon sila ng clients, gamit ang kasinungalingan, especially destroying someone's lives using lies. If you are this person, tigilan mo na. Kasi tandaan mo, kahit anong subok mong sirain ang buhay ng iba gamit ang kasinungalingan, God will help them. A lot of people will still help them. Lalabas at lalabas ang katotohanan. Pero ikaw, take it as a loan. Utang yan. Pagbabayaran mo yan, with interest pa. It's all up to you. You have a choice. Number 9. A man can literally lose himself trying to make an ungrateful woman happy. So bilang lalaki, so sa mga kalalakihan, likas tayong mapagbigay. We are givers, right? We wanna protect, we wanna secure our loved ones. We work hard so that we can provide the life that they deserve. Especially if you have a girlfriend, especially if you have a partner in life. You want to give them the best life possible. But of course, at some point, may mamimit kang babae na ibibigay mong lahat, no? Yung time mo, yung effort mo, yung pera mo, regaluhan mo, ibibigay mo lahat ng kaya mo. And even if you are struggling, you will do your best. Even if you are facing challenges, struggles, pagod puyat, you will try to smile. Poporma ka, gagalingan mo. But there will be a time in your life that you will meet this woman who will be ungrateful. Binigay mo yung 100% mo. Sobra pa sa kakayanan mo. Kahit struggling ka, kahit may challenges kang hinaharap, ngingiti ka. Magpapakatatag ka. Pero this woman will make you feel that you will never, ever be enough. If you try to make ungrateful people happy, you will definitely lose yourself. Mauubos ka. Mawawalan ka ng sense of purpose. Mawawalan ng meaning yung buhay mo. Mawawalan ka ng bilib at tiwala sa sarili mo. Yung tipong hindi ka na nga nagbibigay sa sarili mo, kulang ka pa din. Diyan ka mauubos, pare. Meron din akong recent post, ang sabi ko doon, the wrong woman empties your wallet and the right woman fills your purpose. Na ang maling babae, kahit milyonaryo ka, pwede kang maging broke. Pwedeng mawala sa'yo lahat. Pero with the right woman, a broke man can become a millionaire. A broke man can discover his purpose. So very important that if you want to be successful, you choose the right partner. Because somewhere out there will be someone who will support you whatever it takes. There will be someone na kahit hindi ka pa mayaman, paniwalang-paniwala siya na yayaman ka at magiging successful ka. Corny as it sounds, yan ang kailangan mo. And most men, Aminin mo man o hindi, yan ang gusto mo. Someone who respects you, loves you, and someone who appreciates your effort. Someone who are grateful for what you can give. Kasi pag ang tao marunong magpasalamat sa binibigay, ang sarap nilang bigyan ng mas marami. Number 10. Everybody wants a great man until they realize he comes with discipline, priorities, and boundaries. Then suddenly, he's the enemy, labeled as controlling, manipulative, or narcissistic. Now, this is a huge issue right now because may mga babae sasabihin nila, I want a high-value man. I want a great man. Pero yung high-value man, tandaan mo, may disiplina yan. May rules yan. May boundaries yan. If you want a high-value man, you have to understand that they will control you. They will protect you. They want something. They are specific with what they want. Kasi nangyayari yan eh. Gusto natin yung lalaki may pera, mayaman, maganda yung katawan, may disiplina, leader, someone who will lead me. But you have to understand, if you want to have a man like that in your life, yes, they will be responsible all the time. They will take charge. They will lead. But you have to let them lead. You have to let them lead the relationship. You have to let them lead the life. You have to trust them. Kasi may narating na silang success eh. May nagawa na sila. May napatunayan na sila. So, hindi sila basta-basta magbibigay ng bola. They understand their purpose. They know what they want. They know their skills. Alam nila kung saan sila magaling. Pero malinaw din sila ano yung kailangan nila. Sasabihin nila sa iyo yon. If you are with a high-value man, malinaw yan. Always clear yan. Ito yung gusto ko. This is what I want you to do for me. They are so straightforward, it will feel like inuutosan ka. It will feel like they are controlling you. It will feel like they are narcissistic. But the reality is, they are just extremely powerful and straightforward. A lot of women cannot handle it. So tandaan nyo, a real high-value man won't try to manipulate you. Okay? It does not make any sense because they are already high-value. They are already successful. Walang need for them to manipulate you except there will be times na feeling mo, ang mararamdaman mo, minamanipulate ka. Because again, they will try to control outcomes. They will try to control situations because they are extremely territorial and protective. Tandaan mo na ang mga lalaking manipulative, sila yung insecure at walang pera. Baliktad. Okay? Men who will try to manipulate you, to do something for them, will be the men who are deeply insecure with who they are. And maybe they don't have the guts and balls to work hard. That is why they just manipulate people. Number 11. Be a hustler, not a hater. So ito napaka-easy nito pero sobrang daming nakarelate kasi napaka-simple eh. Either you focus on earning money, you focus on hustling, grinding, you focus on taking massive action, or you focus on hating on people. So sa social media, merong creators, maraming klaseng creators, merong audience, and these are the consumers, na malinaw sa kanila ano yung gusto nilang i-consume. They want to be entertained, or they want to learn, it's clear to them. But there are also haters na kahit anong video yung makita nila, manghihate sila. Same goes with life. There are people who plays the game. Maybe they play the game of business, the game of marketing, the game of selling. There are people who literally play games. Maybe, they are an athlete. Maybe they want to be an artist. Maybe they want to be celebrities. Maybe they want to sing or dance. Whatever they want. There are players in the game. People who are playing the game of life. But there are also people hating on the players because they don't have the guts to play. Nagigets niyo ako, guys? May mga tao na nanghi-hate lang sila kasi hindi nila kaya yung ginagawa ng mga tao eh. It's like, imagine, even Manny Pacquiao is getting hate. Inangat na nga niya yung standard ng Pilipinas, ang dami pa rin ng hate. And imagine, even Efren Bata Reyes, a living legend, may hater pa rin. So kung gusto mong yumaman, be a hustler. Kung gusto mo ng miserableng buhay, just be a hater. But again, you have a choice. Number 12. Change is scary. Rejection is scary. Starting your business is scary. And creating content is scary. But so is regret. Nakakatakot naman talaga magbago, di ba? Nakakatakot yung may nagbabago sa buhay natin. Kasi most of us, we wanna be in a comfortable position. Actually, the main reason why we work hard, we want a comfortable life in the future, di ba? We want a better life in the future. We want a better life for our family because we know what pain feels like. Alam natin yung feeling ng kahirapan. Alam natin yung feeling ng nalulugi. Alam natin yung feeling ng nagko-commute, nauulan na, napapagod. And we want to give our families the best lives. The life that we think they deserve. Pero syempre, kailangan muna nating magbago. Pero nakakatakot magbago. Nakakatakot kung may magre-reject sa atin. Nag-try kang magbenta, i-reject ka. Nag-try kang mag-open ng pangarap mo sa parents mo, i-reject ka. You're trying to be open with how you feel as a man, and then your partner will reject you. Your partner will reject your emotions. Some women will weaponize you being in a dark place. Pag inopen mo yung sarili mo, i-weaponize nila yung hugot mo. I-weaponize nila yung pag-open mo. When you started creating content, nakakatakot yung may mang-hate sa'yo, di ba? Nakakatakot yung may magsasabi na di mo kaya. Starting your business, nakakatakot din talaga. Kasi pwede kang malugi, pwedeng masayang yung time mo. Pwedeng sabihin ng mga tao sa paligid mo, hindi mo kaya yan. Tapos pag nag-fail yung business mo, ano sasabihin nila sa'yo? O tama nga kami, hindi mo nga kaya. Maraming man-down sa'yo kung gusto mo makaangat. Pero ang mas nakakatakot, yung pagsisisi. Because the life you live now depends on what you fear the most. Kung mas natatakot ka sa rejection kesa sa regret in the future, hindi ka talaga magta-try. Kung mas natatakot kang magtayo ng negosyo versus maging failure habang buhay at i-regret na hindi mo man lang na-try, hindi ka talaga magta-try. Pero kung para sa'yo, mas nakakatakot yung regret, mas nakakatakot yung kahirapan, mas nakakatakot yung hindi mo man lang na-try, hindi mo man lang nasubukan, hindi mo man lang maisa sa buhay yung pangarap mo. Kung mas nakakatakot sa'yo yung sobrang lalim na regret, you will take massive action. You will at least try. You will start your own business. You will start creating content. You will start selling products. You will do something. It's because again, in your mind's eye, maybe your intuition is telling you, mas nakakatakot yung regret. So ikaw ang pipili. Anong mas nakakatakot? Rejection, regret, or flying ipis? Number 13. The best love story is when you fall in love with yourself. Now, hear me out. Una sa lahat, if you love someone so much, di ba willing kang ibigay sa kanya lahat? Tama? You are willing to give them love, appreciation, gratitude, unconditionally. Tapos, di ba inaalam mo yung mga bagay na gusto niya para maibigay mo yun sa kanya? Inaalam mo yung mga bagay na ayaw niya para maiwasan mo. Inaalam mo yung mga goals niya para masuportahan mo siya, para matulungan mo siya. Pag hindi siya okay, pakikinggan mo, tutulungan mo, susuportahan mo. Pag masaya siya, pag meron siyang milestone, meron siyang na-achieve, isa-celebrate mo yun. Gusto mo yung i-celebrate kasama siya. Tutulungan mo siya mag-celebrate. Nadating sa point na stress siya, nag-overthink siya, toxic na siya, pero mamahalin mo siya lalo. You will be more kind, you will be more compassionate to this person kasi mahal mo eh. Kasi alam mong hindi siya okay ngayon eh. Pag sinabi niya sa'yo na I need you, whatever it takes, kahit wala kang pamasahe, kahit gipit na gipit ka, kahit dapang-dapa ka, gagawan mo ng paraan. At kahit ikaw mismo hindi ka okay, pag siya hindi rin okay, pakikinggan mo pa rin siya. Mag-e-effort ka pa rin na pakinggan siya kasi mahal mo yung tao. Kung kaya mong mahalin yung ibang tao that way, bakit hindi mo siya maibigay sa sarili mo? Diba dapat alam mo yung goals mo? Di ba dapat alam mo yung ayaw mo, tapos iniiwasan mo yun? Di ba dapat alam mo yung gusto mo, tapos binibigay mo yun sa sarili mo? Di ba dapat pag hindi ka okay, imbes na maging hard ka sa sarili mo, di ba dapat lalo mong minamahal yung sarili mo? That is why I keep telling people the best love story is when you fall in love with you. Kasi mahahanap mo yung tamang tao when you also fall in love with you. At kapag nasa tamang tao ka, yes, yung tamang tao, mamahalin mo. Pero kaya mo siya mamahalin ng sobra kasi tinuturuan ka rin niyang mas mahalin mo yung sarili mo. So that's literally the best love story. Number 14. Don't be afraid of losing people. Be afraid of losing yourself while trying to please everybody. Nangyayari to sa mga negosyante, sa mga leaders, actually sa lahat ng tao, no? Kasi minsan, sa tropa na lang eh. Siyempre, during high school, college, we want a sense of belongingness, diba? We want to belong to a tribe. Dumadating kasi sa point ng buhay natin na minsan, especially nung mga bata pa lang tayo, no? When we were young, feeling natin hindi tayo belong sa sarili nating pamilya. Kasi syempre, yung family natin may kanya-kanyang hugot, may kanya-kanyang problema, may kanya-kanyang struggles. So, meron silang kanya-kanyang pinagdadaanan. So, a lot of people in our family are not paying attention to us. So, feeling natin, hindi tayo mahal, and all those bullshit. Because again, they also have their own struggles in life. So, of course, we will try to look for a community in high school, maghahanap tayo ng mga kaibigan. And syempre, feeling natin, hanggang dun lang tayo, yun lang yung deserve natin, wala nang tatanggap sa atin and all that. Ano mangyayari? We will try to please people. Minsan, pag nagkamali pa tayo ng pili, syempre, ang mapipili mo yung may bisyo. Alam mo yun, kahit ayaw mo namang magbisyo, pipilitin mo yung sarili mong magbisyo para lang mapabilong ka doon. And the more that you try to please people, you will lose a sense of who you are. Can you imagine, ang dami mong tropa, tapos magkakaiba sila ng bisyo, magkakaiba sila ng gusto, tapos lahat sila tinatry mong i-please. And the more na piniplease mo yung napakaraming tao, you will lose a sense of who you are. You will lose your identity. Dadating sa point, hindi mo nakilala sarili mo. Even in business. If you are trying to attack all the market segments, hindi mo na alam ano talagang minamarket mo. Hindi mo na alam kung ano yung client avatar mo. Hindi mo na alam ano bang binibenta mo. Lahat gusto mong mabentahan. Samantalang para yumaman tayo, para makabenta tayo ng produkto, we have to be really specific ano yung minamarket natin, ano yung offer natin, ano yung produkto natin, at para kanino siya. And if you are a leader, if you are an entrepreneur, a businessman, masyado tayong takot mawalan ng tao. Pero in reality, tayo yung nauubos because of that. Tapos pag ubos ka na, sasakay ka sa kotse mo, mag-Spotify ka, patutugtugin mo. Who am I? To the Lord of all the earth. Iiyak ka, masasaktan ka, kasi hindi mo na alam kung sino ka. And if you lose your identity, if you lose a sense of who you are, you can lose everything that you have. Pwede kang maubos hanggat hindi mo kilala ang sarili mo, babagsak at babagsak ka. Babalik at babalik ka sa dati. Babalik at babalik ka kung saan ka nagsimula. I learned that the hard way. Be afraid of losing yourself while trying to please everybody. Yes, nakakatakot mawalan, pero mas nakakatakot pag ikaw yung nawala. And number 15, ito yung pinaka-natutunan ko sa nanay ko. Hanggat may isang naniniwala, ituloy mo. And minsan, yung isang yon, ikaw na lang yon. Kasi in your journey towards success, especially if you wanna be successful, or maybe you are trying to achieve a certain goal in your life, pwede ka talagang dumating sa sobrang bigat na challenges eh. Pwedeng dumating sa point na ultimo pamilya mo hindi ka na naiintindihan. Pwedeng dumating sa point na yung mga mahal mo sa buhay na ine-expect mong makakaintindi, yung mga mahal mo sa buhay na ine-expect mong sosuporta sa'yo during a struggle, during a challenge, they won't understand you. Sometimes they will doubt you. They won't believe in you. Sometimes sila pa yung magsasabi sa'yo na tigilan mo na kasi yan. Sumuko ka na, tama na kasi yan. Niloloko mo na lang yung sarili mo. Sobrang sakit nun. Sobrang bigat nun kung mismong mga mahal mo, mismong mga inaasahan mo yung manda-down sa'yo. So if you have someone in your life who believes in you, Sa totoo lang, hindi mo kailangan ng marami. Kailangan mo lang ng isang tao na sobrang naniniwala sa'yo. Someone who believes in you. Someone who believes in your potential. Someone who believes that you can. And pwedeng dumating sa point na feeling mo ikaw na lang yung naniniwala sa sarili mo. So at least may isa. But you have to understand, corny as it sounds, hindi man kita kilala, hindi man kita namimit, but if you are watching this video, this is for you. Dinala ka ng algorithm sa video na to. The main reason why we keep on uploading videos, it's because we believe that you can. We believe that at some point, may tao na nangangailangan ng suporta, nangangailangan ng tulong, ang makakapanood nito. And yes, me and my team, the MJ Lopez Media, believes in you. So hanggat may naniniwala sa'yo, kami yon, ituloy mo lang. So yun lang guys, and these are the harsh truths that I wish I learned earlier. Because I paid a lot of time, a lot of pain, a lot of money just to learn all this. You know? Sobrang bigat ng pinagdaanan ko para lang ma-realize ko yung mga bagay na to na shinare ko sa inyo ngayon. So if you know someone na sa tingin nyo matutulungan ng video na to, share them this video. Please comment if you like videos like this so that the team can suggest to me to make more videos like this one. So yun lang guys, this is the end of the podcast, and always remember that everything good starts with a yes. And yes, my name is MJ Lopez and see you soon.